Greetings, my fellow ghouls, goblins, and ghosts. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Purgatory, and I am so excited about today's video. Now, I guess you guys are probably wondering, something's a little different about her. What can it be? As many of you guys know, I love Halloween. I love embracing Halloween. I love celebrating it 365 days out of the year. It's my all-time favorite holiday. So, why not bring out my inner pumpkin queen side? My fiance often calls me his queen of Halloween, so why not embrace that side? Feel free to let me know on Twitter or in the comments if you like this look, if you want me to bring it back for other videos, if you want me to continue doing this. I am more than happy to do so. Because honestly, I think I look pretty rad, actually. Enough of the chit-chat, let's get into today's video topic, where I am actually going to be reviewing a brand new horror movie. Well, I guess it's not brand new anymore. It came out in October, so it's a few months old, but it was just released on DVD, and it was one of the gifts that I got for Christmas, and I watched it for like, I think the 6th or 7th time the other day. I will be reviewing Halloween Ends. I know what a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, that movie sucks, that movie's garbage, you know, whatever, but I'm going to give you my honest review of the film today. A written review of it on my Patreon. If you guys want to check that out, I will put the link of my Patreon in the description below. All you have to do is sign up. In the meantime, I will give you my thoughts on the film. I'm actually really beyond excited to give my honest review of this movie. It was interesting, let's just say that. First, I'll start out by saying that this one was definitely different and not what I expected going into it. When I first heard that this film was going to take place 4 years after Halloween Kills, I was wondering how exactly it would work and what would lead Michael to come out of hiding just 4 years later. So I will start with the kind of like a small description of it. The film starts out on Halloween night in 2019, a year after the events of Halloween Kills, introducing a brand new character to the franchise, a 21-year-old guy named Corey Cunningham, who was babysitting a local boy in Haddonfield that night. Well, an accident occurred that led to the child's death, forcing the parents of the child and the entire town of Haddonfield to blame Corey and think that he deliberately murdered the boy, which he didn't. If you watch the film, you probably already know that. With it being ruled as an accident, though, Corey was let off of all charges. Fast forward to 3 years later, though, and it was Halloween season again. Not quite Halloween night, it was actually Halloween season. I think it took place a few days before Halloween. Lori and her granddaughter Allison bought a house together. Lori finally felt as if she could move on from the trauma and the fear that she felt from Michael Myers for so many years. Allison was still kind of grieving a little bit over her parents' death. That's when she meets Corey Cunningham. Lori actually introduces the two. They kind of fall head over heels with each other. It's sort of like, you know, love at first sight, it seems like. Some unfortunate things happen. Corey is jumped and pushed off of a bridge towards the sewer where Michael Myers happened to be hiding in. Yeah, Michael Myers has apparently been hiding in a sewer system for like 4 years. That's gotta be disgusting. Well, Corey is knocked out. Michael drags Corey's unconscious body into the dark sewer system. Corey awakens in this dark place and he tries to find his way out. Michael attacks him, grabbing his throat. That's when Corey looks into Michael's eyes, and Michael kind of looks back at Corey, and it's like this weird, like, dynamic between the two. It's almost as if Corey absorbs Michael's evil. Now, that's all I'm really going to say about the plot because I don't want to spoil the rest of it. I don't know how many of you have seen it. I'm probably going to have to put a spoiler alert at the beginning of the video because I forgot to do that. But, wow, it was different. It was crazy. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say spoiler alert because I want to talk about a few more things. So, spoiler alert, Corey begins killing people. And it's almost like this, like, Corey and Michael like partnership, like they're kind of like killing people together at first, it seems like. And all of these events leads to the very end of the film where Laurie and Michael finally have a showdown. And it was a damn good fight. I know most people would disagree with me, but it was a pretty good fight. I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely loved Halloween Ends. Now, I will be honest and say when I first saw the film, I didn't quite know how I felt about it. I was kind of on the fence. It was very, very weird. It was like, I've never seen anything like it. It kind of gave me the same impression of when I first saw Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. But I grew to love that one, and the more I watched Halloween Ends, I also grew to love it. I think the reason why I love it is because it's so different. I've been a die-hard Halloween fan since a very young age, probably an age I shouldn't have been watching horror movies, and I would watch them in marathons. I was like obsessed with Michael Myers. I was obsessed with like the whole series. Like I loved every single Halloween film. Like I would just sit there and watch them over and over again. I mean, yes, I watched Disney movies and stuff like that, like, you know, any other child, but like I loved my horror movies and I loved my Halloween movies more than anything, and that's primarily what I would watch next to Scream. I have to say, it was definitely kind of like a breath of fresh air the more I watched it because it was different. I actually, you know, I can see why a lot of people feel the way they do about it. I can see why a lot of people were disappointed. But for me, I thought it was great. I loved how the whole Corey and Allison love story. I loved the whole Corey and Michael dynamic they had going on. It was really interesting and like something like brand new. I will address Michael. Michael was very beaten down, it seemed, especially when Corey, you know, faced him in the sewer. He's very old. He's been burned. He's been beaten. Michael is very worn down in this one, and I can totally understand that with like all the, you know, all the things in the previous 2 films that he's been through. It's totally understandable. It was crazy seeing like him weak like that, but it was also different, and I kind of admire the different approach to the story and the character that they took. I loved how they just kind of had like the feeling of the shape looming around the town. There were points in the film where you would see Michael like behind the tree at Laurie's house watching Corey go to Allison's house. There was a scene where he was hiding behind a tree, and it gave me like original Halloween vibes. It was like very creepy, if that makes sense. I feel like it kind of brought back a lot of the creep factor, and it was really cool. And they kind of, like, while they didn't say it outright, they kind of brought in some of the Thorn stuff, it seemed like. They didn't say it was Thorn, they didn't say there was a curse or anything, but there was clearly something like semi-supernatural going on there with Corey and Michael. And I thought that was different and pretty cool. However, my favorite part of the movie is probably the end. After the fight, the midnight procession, where the whole town comes out and they put Michael in, I guess it was a wood chipper or something. Yeah, I doubt he can come back from that. So that was definitely the end of the Halloween movies. Like I said before, I can understand why people were disappointed. I can understand why it's not for everybody. But for me personally, I thought it was great. I thought it was different. I thought it was fresh. I really, really enjoyed it. And I actually got the Halloween Ends novelization for Christmas as well. And I can't wait to get into that and, you know, kind of see how they, you know, describe the Corey character and like go into like his, I don't know if it does this, but it goes, I wonder if it goes into Michael's brain or Corey's, because, you know, novelizations usually do that. They go more in depth with the characters, so I'm really looking forward to that. But for me, I would have to give the film a 5 out of 5 skulls. And like I said, I do understand why people were disappointed. I do understand why it doesn't have its fans, but now it's time for me to put a little PSA out there. I have seen a lot of, what you would say, I have seen a lot of, like, fighting about the film on social media. I've seen a lot of, like, hate going towards, you know, from both sides, going to people who loved the film, saying that they're not really Halloween fans, like, kind of gatekeeping in that sense. And, you know, I've seen, like, from both sides, you know, just fighting and, you know, a little bit of toxicity here and there. And I think I was even bullied a little bit on Instagram because I said I couldn't wait to have a copy from my physical collection. So I just wanted to send a message out to you guys. At the end of the day, it's just a movie. And I think that we can all agree to disagree with each other civilly. I absolutely think it's possible to, you know, agree to disagree, you know. We all don't have to like the same things. There are tons of movies that I'm not a fan of, and even some that I just don't think are very good, but I could never bully another person or, you know, insult another person that likes it. That's just so weird because, you know, our tastes differ so much. Like, film, like art, whether it's film, whether it's music, whether it's, you know, like drawings or paintings, you know, any illustration, it's subjective, and not everybody's gonna love it, but not everybody's gonna hate it, but we can all agree to disagree. We can all get along with each other, and we don't have to insult each other. There's just no need for that, guys. Those were just my overall thoughts. I really loved the movie. It's okay if you don't. I don't have any ill will towards anybody who hates the film. Let's just all treat each other with kindness. And that just about does it for today's video, guys. Please let me know in the comments how you like the new look. If you guys want me to put it in more videos, I will do that. I actually had a lot more fun putting on a costume. It felt more unique. It was awesome. And also let me know if you want me to do more recent horror movie reviews, like reviews on some of the newer horror films that have come out this year. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a post. I mentioned in my last video that I actually have a Patreon now, so if you guys want to like support the channel in any way, like give me a subscribe and check out the Patreon. I have like different tiers, and each tier has something a little different, and just, you know, go ahead and check it out. And definitely give me some support on Patreon so I can keep making these awesome videos. I'm really hoping to get some merchandise made in the near future, so, you know, stay tuned for that. That might be coming in 2023. Thank you guys so much. I love you. So long and pleasant screams.